I see movement.
And we're off.
Alright, what is it? We were both wrong. It's a key to Skull Woods.
And
gamercal, well, there's your map, but wrong side of the world, Tower of Heron.
close enough. Just gotta flip the dark and light a little bit there, but yeah.
We'll take what we can get here.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, two of our runners are trying to use sign strats, hoping for a good tree pull, while BigDunka is heading straight to Uncle. Ooh, should have done the tree pull stat. 4 bombs, excellent.
gamercal going to Houlihan very early.
And, oh, BigDunka may have been wise to dive early. He's got the power glove. And the other chest is red rupees. In the meantime, gamercal chose to go for Houlihan strats right away.
See if that pays out.
Well, that'll depend. Will Zora have anything of use? Admittedly, it is a little soon to worry about that particular play, but who knows? In the meantime, while gamercal is now exploring Hyrule Castle a little bit, Acktheboker is hoping for... Oh, okay, going to dive straight into the escape sequence. You have bombs, may as well use them.
You got bombs in the glove. That's 3 items. It's really quick to a start location. Might as well. Flaafykins with the same idea. Finding
and that
Moon
was
Pearl.
A good decision. Moon Pearl, small key to Ganon's Tower, and was that 100 or 300?
Let's see. Looks like 100.
Lumberjack check, it looked like just some bombs, so we don't have to worry about Aghanim 1 quite yet.
The key with Aga is that you may not be required to beat him, but you certainly want to go loot his house because there's 2 chests up there. One of them you can get without any keys. The second one requires a single key.
And Okay, thank you, text box. I couldn't easily see what BigDunka had picked up, but it looks like another key to Skull Woods. Skull Woods has 3 keys available to it. Or bomb pickups for Flaafykins, not a bad idea. Unfortunately, the crab is not paying out.
Just single green rupees, not really what you want to see.
In the meantime, our runners should be heading to Kakariko Village soon, Acktheboker choosing to take the southern loop instead. Alright, Blind's Light World Hut. What do you think's going to be in here?
There's probably at least 1 key for Pod here somewhere. You encounter just so many of them throughout the game. Flaafykins finding a small key to Skullwoods.
Well, Ganon's Tower, small key, close enough. Acktheboker, I don't know if he checked the race award item, but going for it right away. And half magic in the back, not bad.
Very nice find early.
But otherwise, I don't think Blind's Light World Hut paid off that much.
Not really. The small key to Ganon's Tower really doesn't help that much.
Heart container at the end of the race game. Let's see what's in the well. Turtle Rock key. Oh boy.
And the lamp.
Oh, we will take those early lanterns. And a red potion. And was that the silver arrow or just the validation arrow?
It looked like just the validation arrow. Just a single arrow. Nothing. Or was that an arrow, or was that?
Apparently, Chad is thinking it was the hook shot. Yeah, my apologies, everyone. I had a little bit of buffering at that point.
Yeah. Yes, that was hookshot. Our apologies, the arrow and the hookshot look completely alike.
Well, with the red bottle in hand, what does the sick kid provide? Just some lunch money. And another compass find. So far, a lot of the items are pointing towards Skull Woods, but I'm not seeing a fire rod yet.
Still a lot of locations you could check without that fire rod, and it is close to Dark World portal, so maybe worth checking early.
Could be. But right now, with the lack of at least Dark World access right away... Okay, I thought I saw at least one icon on the Tower of Hera, but I couldn't get a good look as to what it was. Oh well, we will have more map checks shortly, I presume. In the meantime, BigDunka is soon going to get his Moon Pearl. But to complete Dark World access, we either need the Titan's Mitts or the Hammer at this point.
That is correct.
So what this is telling me is the next best play is either going to be head straight to Eastern Palace, you don't need any keys from there because they're all found inside, or take the Southern Swamp route and head towards Moldorm Cave. All of our runners should have enough bombs for that play, and it looks like BigDunka is going to do that right now. And flaafykins and gamercal are both going to get their heart container.
Smart play early on with just so few hearts at this point. You might as well just grab it. It's not that much out of the way.
Nice hookshot clipping. Managed to get a free bottle. Don't have to head back into the dam a second time. Also, I think that was blue potion.
It was. So, BigDunka now has blue goo and red goo. Everybody else only having a red potion at the moment.
Map to Skull Woods. Okay, where's the fire rod? All the breadcrumbs are pointing towards Skull Woods, but we need a fire rod and Dark World access in order to use them. And maybe Mini Moldorm Cave will have something. Hopefully that bomb's aligned right. Okay, it is. And yes, the hook shot. You wouldn't think that it could actually just defeat enemies, but in this case, these mini Moldorms really don't like it.
Yep. Mini Moldorms and penguins, the hook shot is your best friend.
So, heart piece. Looks like 50 rupees. Another map. Where to? Hyrule Castle. Some bombs. And we have a first big key. Ganon's Tower! The game is dead, folks.
That is a huge weight off BigDunka's shoulders right now. He doesn't have to worry about going to try to find that key much later.
Indeed. I still remember one of the early featured races where the whole tower was explored, but you still had to get the big key from outside.
It's the beauty of Keysanity. You can have everything you need to get in, but what you're looking for might not be there.
In the meantime, BigDunka is hoping something big will be in the ice cave. Kind of out of the way. Oh, and gamercal chose to go up. Death Mountain approach got the Ice Palace big key. Not a sequence break, both Glove and Lantern is in the logic. Of course, one disadvantage of Keysanity right now is we don't exactly know all of the crystals and dungeons. The maps will reveal that, and it looks like our trackers have already caught that the Tower of Hera is a crystal dungeon.
Maps reveal where crystals and pendants are. You can also find out information by talking to Sarashla in his hut. He will tell you where the green pendant is. And by talking to the bomb vendor in Darkworld in Link's house, who will tell you where the 5th and 6th crystals are.
Indeed. 3 hints out of 10, that's good. Palace of Darkness small key now available. Gamercal was hoping for a bomb jump, no dice here. Maybe Acktheboker can pull it off. Not quite. In the meantime, BigDunka is about to get his big key for Ice Palace. Now, with the hook shots, we can at least explore the eastern half of Death Mountain, just not the Dark World part. But still, that's 7 or 8 chests easily available right now.
Chests, plus you figure out what's on the floating island, see if that'll be useful in the future once you do have Dark World access.
Indeed. So we are going to start in the Paradox Cave. 7 chests available, 2 of which require a bomb to open up. That was a rod of some type, I couldn't tell which one.
I believe it was Ice Rod.
Inventory screen confirms. Thank you, Acktheboker. Now, what about these 5 chests guarded by the mini Moldorms? Inside, compass to Ganon's tower. That looked like a hammer.
That was a hammer, and a big key for Tower of Hera.
We can almost full clear that dungeon. Turtle Rock and Flippers!
Paradox Cave paying out today.
Indeed. We have immediate Dark World access right now. This is a very good thing. Now, with this, big key for Tower of Hera was found. The only place where we can't really finish Tower of Hera is going to be, well, that one basement with the tile room. And I think Gamercal is going to make a play over there right now. With the hammer, it is possible to defeat Moldorm at the top. And I did not get a good look of what was on the floating island. Did you, Takeru?
I did not. It... Shield, maybe?
Number play in chat is confirming. Shield. In the meantime, flaafykins is now getting the rewards from Paradox Cave. Alright. As stated, there's only one small key available for Tower of Hera, and it's just for that one chest at the bottom. As soon as that key's gotten, that chest is accessible, but we can still get every other chest within Tower of Hera, including the crystal. So this is still a worthwhile play to make.
Absolutely. The moment you can, you get Tower of Hera big key and you're up on Death Mountain, just get it done. Even if you can't get that one chest, you hope that there's nothing there.
Unlike the Legend of Zelda Randomizer, you can't just use the recorder to fly directly to the dungeon. You can only fly to 8 locations. But still, there is at least a decent location you can flew to, or you can just save and warp back. Big key for Skullwoods, come on, where's the fire rod? We know it's here. Well, Bombos can make fire, but it can't actually get you into Mafia's lair.
Oh, but that is Ice Palace access once they find Titansmiths.
That is a good point. And with the hook shot, that does make things a lot easier. I believe that will prevent the need for bomb jumping inside. Now, technically, Ice Palace, you can get 2 small keys for it. You only need 1 to finish. However, your routing has to be impeccable in order to do that. In the meantime, here comes the first fight against Trolldorm the Moldorm.
We'll see hammer strats because none of our players have a sword yet.
Which means 3 blunt hits, and Moldorm will go down, as long as there's no chaos. That's 2. Oh, and Trolldorm strikes. Maybe Acktheboker will have better luck.
He does. He takes down Moldorm with not too much trouble.
And the reward, a 3rd bottle. Well, 2nd for him, but still.
Red potion and a crystal for your troubles.
So that means 1 chest is left, and it's at the basement. None of our runners will be able to get it right now. Interesting, all 4 of them are staying relatively in sync right now.
Gamercal coming back for revenge, picking up his red potion and a crystal.
And Acktheboker is going to take the long walk across the spiral cave. Where are the boots?
Maybe they're here. Who knows?
If they're here, that's extra trolly. You know how long this walk is when you have to go through Spiral Cave without fast acceleration.
At least there's the hook shot to make quick work of the enemies in it, but that's just a small consolation.
And that just looked like a big 20 at the end.
That was indeed just 20 rupees for all your walking.
Oh well, Acktheboker is going to make a quick pit stop at his house via the wonders of save and quit, and is now going to explore the southern path. Before making a quick left turn and heading into the Dark World, are we going to have a Hype Cave play?
Flaffy getting very lucky, almost falling into that center pit, but taking down Moldorm.
And with this, all 4 of our runners have taken on and successfully defeated Moldorm. Now, what's going to be in Hype Cave? Come on, Acktheboker, show us something good here. I want to see some hype.
Big bucks, no whammies. Big key.
Which one?
Desert Palace.
Alright, we're hyped so far.
And a sword!
More hype!
Wow!
Extra hype! Map, turtle, okay. And a heart container. You know what? That is a hype cave. I don't care what anyone says, that's a hype cave.
A lot of good stuff in there. You'd be happy to see one of, like, a flute or a sword. No, you get both.
And gamercal now reaping in the rewards as well. And Acktheboker potentially going to... Pyramid Ledge. Not a bad idea. Gamercal is right there with Ack. So, what's going to be on top of the pyramid today? A vanilla piece of heart. Yeah, well, we could have... could be worse. Could have been a single green rupee.
After that hype cave, you needed a little bit of a cool down. Just, remember, not everything's gonna be good.
Now, I'm curious as to why Acktheboker chose to reset at that point. If I recall correctly, the catfish location was accessible. Also, I just saw a quick map screen on BigDunka side. It looks like Skullwoods is a pendant dungeon. Okay, we have, hold on. Please rise, everyone. Excellent playing by Acktheboker. Now the question is, should Catfish have been checked out first? That's where gamercal is heading right now. And did you see both of them? I only saw Turtle Rock as one of them.
I did not.
Alright, we know that Turtle Rock has one of the crystals needed to open the Pyramid Fairy. But what was the second one? Vulagin is claiming Palace of Darkness. And Catfish only has a piece of heart. Maybe old Stumpy on BigDunka's side will have something.
Just a compass.
For Misery Mire... Now, interesting fact, Misery Mire does have 2 keys, but you don't need any of the keys in order to beat the dungeon and get every item. Dorinthal, the reason that the waterfall cave wasn't checked on gamercal's side, there is no magic mirror spotting yet for either of our runners, and he was in the dark world, the waterfall was in the light world. Beautiful playing, as always, by gamercal.
So, after 25 digs in the dig game, you get a map for Ice Palace.
Which is a normal crystal.
Flaafykins finding out that 5-6 crystals are indeed Pod and T-Rock.
Palace of Darkness, there are plenty of treasure chests in there, so no one would object to digging inside there. Turtle Rock, not really. Most runners, I think, would prefer to go mode that dungeon. In the meantime, Vanilla Green Pendant in Eastern Palace. Christos! Oh well,
Ooh.
so House for the Lost Hut does have, yep, you saw that too, Sword and Ether. BigDunka is the 3rd runner to have access to the Swag Duck. In the meantime, flaafykins is going to maybe be disappointed about the Catfish reward, I don't know yet. But in the meantime, Acktheboker, I think, is going to do the escape sequence right now.
No, he's going to go check the first chest in Aga Tower.
Interesting strategy. I can understand why. Yeah, the interesting thing about Keysanity, entering the tower where Aga 1 is located may actually yield good stuff. It's just... I'm still not used to this for Keysanity. But that was actually a good decision. Desert Palace has 1 key in it, I believe. And with that, I believe all of Desert Palace can be full cleared. Wait, the boots. We don't know where those are yet.
Yep. Boots, and we have no way of getting in at the moment. So all those chests in there are just haunting right now.
In the meantime, gamercal is grinding for money. I am suspecting that they wish to dive to Zora's location. In the meantime, we have a Skullwoods check on BigDunka's side. I haven't seen anything big on there yet, have you?
No. Have not.
Acktheboker found something big, the big key to Thieves' Town. Still, maybe the big chest will have something good for BigDunka, as flaafykins now calls upon their dunk. Unfortunately, only 10 arrows in the big chest in Skull Woods. That's not going to pay out. In the meantime, gamercal is going for a swim. The island can be ignored.
Ack only finding 5 arrows in chest he just checked.
So how about the prisoner's chest? What will be in there? Also, incoming camper check. I could
Just
not tell
a
what
bomb
that
upgrade.
was. Okay,
Only a bomb upgrade.
Thank you. And Acktheboker, about to set up a death warp, but does get the big key to Misery Mire, and BigDunka has found the third sword of the game. Second for him.
Not the greatest payout in Skullwoods, but, you know, a sword upgrade's always nice to see at this point.
So all of those breadcrumbs we had seen, admittedly, extra sword upgrade helps, but I was kind of hoping for a fire rod so that we could one-shot the dungeon.
Nah, Keysanity's not that nice.
So I'm learning. Acktheboker is going to check out that one chest in the dark part of the escape, while gamercal is going to make a very expensive purchase. King's Ore requires 500 rupees. BigDunka exploring the sea house. Well, there's a key to Hyrule Castle. Just to confirm, is that Hyrule Castle key for the escape, or
yes.
is that... Okay.
Hyrule Castle is escape, Castle Tower is Aga. Ack also had found a key to Palace of Darkness.
And gamercal had to buy the key to Ice Palace. So based off of all these different keys that we found, where do you think the next play is going to be?
If you haven't checked Pod, it's usually Pod.
Well, our runners can access the Palace of Darkness. I did not see what was in the treasure chest game on BigDunka's side.
I believe that was a small key for Ganon's tower.
Alright, BigDunka's now in Thieves' Town. gamercal is in Agina's cave. Let's hope that one of these pays off.
First chest at Thieves' Town, only a little piece of love.
Map of Eastern Palace has been found, so we now have extra confirmation. Big key to Swamp Palace, while that's good, we're looking for a small key to Swamp Palace so that we can actually get in.
Yes.
The big key is actually not required in order to complete the dungeon in Swamp Palace. It's only for the one chest.
Yep. Swamp, you just need the one key to get in because all the other keys are hidden within pots, and those do not change.
Not within the current version, anyway.
Yet, yes.
What doesn't change, the inevitable death that takes place. Ouch, Acktheboker. Now, admittedly, since this is Skull Woods, that may have been an intentional one. Now, while we did find a big key to Thieves' Town, I don't think BigDunka had gotten it yet because he had chosen to save and quit. And someone had found...
Dunka had found a book in Thieves' Town.
Ooh! That was the last chest, and... So now Desert Palace is mostly accessible at this point. Now, we haven't found a map for Desert Palace, correct?
Yes, we're unsure of whether or not this is a crystal or a pendant right now.
One of the changes to Keysanity is, unless you have the map, you cannot tell what the reward is upon beating the boss until you actually beat the boss. The music will randomly be either the crystal music or pendant music. Also, was that the Kate of Sumaria? I couldn't tell.
That it was.
Insert WWE announcer here. And torch sighting, I could not get a good look at that. Hopefully the big chest has something useful. Ah, shield. And I believe chat is claiming that the shovel is on the torch.
That's not something you want to see. Fetch quest behind fetch quests.
Yeah. Hopefully that shovel will at least lead to something good. But in the meantime, Dunka is going to pick up, I believe it was a heart container. Yes, it is.
Yes.
And is probably going to finish off Desert Palace. Master Sword, Ice Rod on hand, plenty of weapons to take on the Landmolas.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any issue for any of these runners with that amount of resources.
Indeed. Flaafy choosing to... Flaafy had killed enough enemies to go up a tier, but only got arrows for the trouble. Don't know if it was worth it. Now, how many keys have been found for Palace of Darkness at this point? I think at least 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
Now, at any time, our runners can pause and check how many keys and how many big keys they have, as we just saw on Acktheboker screen. So it's not like they will ever forget how many they have. It's just, one start button press away. In the meantime, time for another boss fight. Going for Ice Rod strats. With half magic, it's certainly viable, but may have to switch to sword at some point unless the rest of these shots aim true. And aim true they do. All for a heart container, though, and
a pendant.
The red pendant. However, with that, we now know all of the pendant locations.
Acktheboker finding his copy of the book. With the book, I wonder if you would want to go check and see what is pedestal, or if you would just risk it and consider a blind pull later.
I mean, at this point, Eastern Palace is easily clearable once you find the bow. Green pendant, honestly, sometimes having the knowledge may be useful. Just so that you don't have to check again later. Otherwise, you may have to risk a blind pull later on once all the other locations have been exhausted. I would say it's worth checking if you end up in that area again. Now, of course, I may not give the best advice. I am not the best runner of Link to the Past Randomizer.
With Eastern being vanilla green pendant, that's an extra item you could get while you're over there, as long as you have the bow and can finish it, obviously. But I would say it's worth finishing just for the extra location and being one step closer to being able to pull pedestal.
Alright, based off of my own tracker calculations here, it's either going to be Thieves' Town or Eastern Palace for the best play here. I am aware of Palace of Darkness, but I don't think enough keys have been found to make that worth it yet.
BigDunka found his own tempered sword a minute ago.
And Dunka is going to head into Eastern Palace. I think this is a worthwhile play. And of course, the pedestal could be in play, as Sanders 316 points out, not counting keys because, almost any key in there would be worthwhile. We still may see a play on the pedestal if we encounter, the mirror, the Quake medallion if necessary, the boots, or the Titan's mitts. So, there is still plenty of pedestal potential. Oh, never mind, the mirror has been located. It is at the top of Bumper Cave. And in the meantime, Acktheboker is going to take on Blind.
Flaffy finding their Master Sword upgrade.
So far, this has been Fetch Quest City. Does Blind drop anything? I think that was the Fire Rod.
That may have been Fire Rod. That was.
Alright. Let's head back to Skullwoods then. Let's finish it off.
You're there. Might as well finish it. And that's what they're gonna do.
Acktheboker realizes, okay, Fire Rod in play. We can get this one over with.
Looks like they're gonna go see what's on Bumper Cave. Or they just gotta go up this way. Okay, they're just taking
a different path. In the meantime, we haven't found the big key for Eastern Palace yet, have we? Or at the very least, BigDunka hasn't.
Don't believe so.
Well, maybe the vanilla big key chest will have it. Alright, let's see what's inside. Excellent sequence break there. All for small key to Misery Mire. Oh well. We can't even access Misery Mire yet. We have the flute, but we need the Titan's mitts. In the meantime, Acktheboker is now inside Mothula's rear lair. Flaafykins is following BigDunka's footsteps, and gamercal is exploring Thieves Town right now.
Yep, he just found his own copy of the Big Key to Swamp.
JTN 2002. What had happened was Desert Palace was accessed. The shovel is on the torch. In the meantime, time for a Mothula fight. Fire Rod strats can be good as long as... Okay, good, the spikes were not touched much.
Yes, very smooth fight on Axe side, finding a big 20 for his troubles, and the blue pendant.
Now, Acktheboker is still missing 2 items. Now, one of them is at the entrance to Mothula's rear lair. Going back for it now, smart decision. So where was that last one?
Did he ever find the big key?
Maybe not. Okay, so what I was calling a sequence break, but technically wasn't, it is possible the vanilla way of revealing the vanilla big chest in Eastern Palace is to defeat all the enemies, watch the anti-fairies split apart. What you can do is instead take damage manually and just hit the button like that. Excellent demonstration, Flaafykins. And yes, JTN 2002, you do need the cape in order to get the magic mirror. Now, Acktheboker is going to send a prayer and gain access to Desert Palace. Every item except the shovel is obtainable here.
now we'll get to see what's right, because Ack actually has the small key. Whereas, I believe it was Dunka didn't. Finding the big key to Dark Palace Pod for his troubles.
Well, that's certainly big. And
Ooh.
there's the Titans Mets. Now, is Misery Mire going to be a worthwhile play?
If nothing else, at least getting the information to see what medallion you'll need to get in is very worthwhile.
Indeed. Right now, ooh, how is this going to end up? Ooh, boy. Now, we're still missing one small key in Thieves Town. I haven't seen anyone go for the big key chest, which requires the hammer, because you need a small key to get there.
Right, nobody's found that key yet.
BigDunka going to at least check the first chest of the castle tower, and only the first chest. Now, with two of the pendant dungeons easily accessible and beatable by our runners, do you think we will actually get a pedestal check by either of them, or is this just going to be a blind poll?
I would wager on a blind pull at this point. Unless we don't see Bo for a long time, definitely just blind pull it at this point.
Yeah, at least we know that the bow cannot be on the pedestal because Eastern Palace requires the bow in order to defeat the Igor that contains the key. Now, where is BigDunka heading? Okay, BigDunka has not checked the camper spot, so this makes sense. Fuchsia Fantasy, I don't know if Acktheboker knows that it's a pendant, but regardless, it's still not a bad play. The pedestal is technically still in play right now.
And if you can complete a dungeon, you may as well in Keysanity, just because, you know, there could be a big key dropped by any of the bosses as well. If you're close to getting an item, get the item. Even though in this case it's only a heart container.
I still wouldn't argue with a heart container here. Acktheboker now has, it looks like, 9 hearts. And in the meantime, BigDunka is now going to grind for money for Zora. Uh-oh, flaafykins has to be careful. One hit from almost any enemy while burning the roof off is going to be death. So at this rate, Ice Palace may actually be the worthwhile play here. We have both Bombos and Fire Rod. We technically have half magic accessible. We have 3 bottles available. You know, the only thing we're technically missing if we want to do a shortcut is the Cane of Samaria. Or actually, our runners have that too.
Yep, that was found in Desert Palace.
So yeah, I think Ice Palace may be the way to go.
You have 3 options at this point now with Mitts. Check Mire, check Ice, or everyone's favorite, go check T-Rock. Could get a few things up there too.
T-Rock, according to my personal tracker, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't have that marked as accessible. What is missing here? Hold on, we have... Okay, nothing important in the shed. Oh, I forgot to mark Cane of Samaria, that's why. And is that Ether for Misery?
It did look like Ether, yes. It is Ether.
And Ack has it equipped. Well, let's dive in. Alright, even if no Misery Mire keys were found, it is entirely possible to clear out Misery Mire in one go. So most likely, Ack is going to do that. Alright, BigDunka has just purchased his most expensive key. Ice Palace it is, as stated. This may guide BigDunka towards Ice Palace. Certainly has most of the equipment needed. Missing the Fire Rod, but Vamos will still work. But instead is fluting to 3. Is this going to be a Skull Woods play, or is this going to be a pedestal check? Acktheboker finds the big key to Turtle Rock. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. And also, chat, get your pedestal hype out. We are about to see what's on the pedestal. Alright, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? A Rupee Horde!
As Ack finds one in the spike room in Mire.
A Rupee Horde?
Yeah, he just picked up 300 rupees.
Well, as much as I would like 300 rupees, I don't think her runners are going to go for that on the pedestal.
Nah.
Sorry, folks. Bad hype is dead.
We still may get a blind pull from somebody, but it just won't be anything good.
And so far, other than that big key on Ack's side, Misery Mire is not paying off much. We know that we need the cape because we need the mirror in order to even enter Swamp Palace. So cape is the next big thing to get, I believe.
Cape could be locked in the dig spot, which would be locked by the shovel, which would be locked behind boots, because we know it's on the torch in desert.
Oh, that is a good point.
Flaafykins go into the Houlihan room to raise their own money to hand over to King Zora to get their 500 rupee key.
Yeah. Right now, if some of the people in chat are thinking that all we need for go mode is effectively the bow and the cape, and that does sound right to me. Now, after that long wait, oh, it's just for 50 rupees. I feel like, having to wait 40 seconds for 50 rupees, I feel like we could have gotten more.
Yeah, it could have at least been 100. Come on.
Ironically, I think there are more 300 rupee rewards than 100 rupee rewards.
Yep, and we know where 2 of the 300s are at least.
That reminds me, JTN did ask in chat, is a rupee horde 300 or 100 rupees for pedestal purposes?
I want to say it can be either or, but don't quote me on that. Ack finding a single arrow in that big chest. I don't know why you would need all that space for it. And a 10 upgrade arrows?
It was either 10 upgrade or just 10 arrows
Just 10.
in general. Alright, I believe Ack has found all the chests prior to the final part.
I believe that's correct. Now all he has to do is go fight the boss.
Now, of course, this upcoming section on Ack's side, it can be trolly if you don't have the lamp. You have to go through 3 or 4 darkroom sequences in a row. And there are a lot of traps in this area.
This first room, lampless, is incredibly difficult.
Indeed. I have never attempted it yet. I don't know if I ever will.
Gamercal in desert, but he will not find the mitts because he never got the small key.
Ooh, that's going to hurt. Still, small shield for the trouble.
Flaffy about to get their 500 rupee key.
I went to King Zora, paid 500 rupees, and all I got was this lousy key. Ack is about to take on the Eye Master themselves, Vitreous. And Gamercal is going to head over to the Lanmola's lair. BigDunka, already having taken out Blind, is probably going to finish off Skull Woods right now. And flaafykins is heading towards the escape area, maybe the castle tower.
Ack running a little bit low on health, but you got 2 potions. Should be fine.
At least the first part. Second part, if you don't time those sword swings correctly, I don't remember how much health Vitreous can take away, but it's a lot.
The eyeball can hurt quite a bit.
Fortunately, it's just a matter of a dead eyeball volley, effectively. Just keep it away, button mash, line it up, there you go.
Yep, just keep hitting it down and left and you're good. And finding a small key to pod, and a crystal.
Nicely done. Okay, at this point, I just have to think. I mean, it's either going to be Ice Palace or Pod that has what we need. And while I do know of the logic change that allows for the bow to actually be found in Palace of Darkness, I'm suspecting Ice Palace is the way to go.
I mean, Ice Palace is a crystal, you're gonna have to finish it anyway. You may as well do it first.
Well, that's where Acktheboker is headed. Fire Rod, check. Kano Samaria, check. Hookshot, check. Bombos, check. Half Magic, check.
Boots for some of these rooms, not so much.
I wouldn't complain. BigDunka takes out Mothiel beautifully. And flaafykins gets a Beamos in the face.
I'm sure Flaffy is quite happy to see that big heap, but they will be much happier to see what is at the end of this hallway. And there's our small key to Thieves' Town.
Acktheboker swinging the sword wildly. I don't know if that's out of frustration or out of balancing.
If I had guessed, out of frustration. Finding the small key of Thieves' Town's like, oh great, now I have to go back and check that.
Yes. Keysanity, where you will probably have to double dip at least half of the dungeons in the game. So right now both flaafykins and Ack can actually complete the dwarf side quest and then get the lunchbox.
Yes, they both have quite a few options they can do.
However, since V27 is based off of V26, I understand taking care of the dungeons first. Ack is trying to short-circuit this a little bit. Unfortunately, having trouble with the bomb jumps. And choosing to stick to this strategy, but having to use the last blue potion. I don't know if this is going to be a good strategy. Still, does get the bomb jump at least.
BigDunka checking what was on the pyramid, moving on.
And Catfish is the next logical place. It was just a piece of heart there.
And Ack really didn't have a choice in having to do that bomb jump. With so few keys, they had to. There was no other option.
Ack came in with one key, correct? Because if so, technically it is possible to do this dungeon without the bomb jump if you did come in with one key. I've done it. It would take a little longer, yes, but it is possible.
Always still worthwhile to do that bomb jump, though.
I need more practice with it. And okay, D2 Kemps is confirming no small key upon entering, so perhaps the bomb jump was required. In the meantime, gamercal is making the play into the Palace of Darkness right now. Looks like 4 keys available. This will at least be good for exploration's sake. Question is, will anything good be found within?
So far, just a piece of heart. Ack not having too much luck in Ice Palace, only finding some arrows and bombs.
Alright, what we need has to be in here somewhere. I just wish I knew where.
Oh, I could think of 40-something people who wish they knew where the things they were looking for were, too.
Alright, gamercal just picked up something related to a dungeon. I couldn't see what it was in time. Alright, BigDunka about to get the Titans Mets. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. And Ice Palace is only paying off in the literal sense. Thank you, Sanders. The Thieves Town Compass. Not the best thing to find in the world right now.
gamercal gotta be feeling pretty good, finding a blue armor upgrade.
That will help. Now, how many keys are left? If it's 1, I would suggest going into the maze area.
He has 2 remaining.
I would still suggest the maze area. Alright, Ack is checking out this one room that's often forgotten. Nope, nothing worth. Now, how about this Super Bunny Cave play on BigDunka's side? 2 chests available here, and then can easily get 4 more from the Hookshot Cave.
gamercal finding the blue boomerang.
That's useful for stunning, I guess, but that's an interesting play. Why was that done? Okay, going back up. Never mind.
gamercal's planning on doing the hammer jump here. It will save him a key in this dungeon.
Is it
And
lined up
pulls him off.
correctly? It is. Oh, no big key to Dark Palace. In the meantime, at the 1 hour mark, Acktheboker's taking on Cold Stare.
Dispatches Cold Stare with no real trouble.
And
Heart container.
wait, what was that medallion on Turtle Rock?
Bombos was TR medallion.
And it looks like the other armor upgrade was in Hookshot Cave.
Alongside a single rupee. And cape, which means we'll have mirror access real soon.
Oh, that's going to be big. Yeah, with the cape, we can get the mirror, which means Swamp Palace is now going to be available. And our runners have everything they need to complete Swamp Palace, I believe. Wait, they have the big key. Do they have the small key?
No small key to Swamp has been found yet. That doesn't mean that they can't do it, because small key could be vanilla location.
And if so, that would be an epic troll. Flaafykins taking on Misery Mire right now. Has one key available, needs to use it wisely. Ack is about to check out the Ice Rod Cave. I believe it was only a piece of heart inside. And Gamercal is now heading back into Desert Palace, hopefully to get the Titan's Mitts. If you like how our runners are doing, or if you just wish to cheer them on even more, please give them a follow. They are certainly giving us an entertaining race.
Yes, Gamercal on his way over to the right in Desert to get his key, I believe was the first chest, and the mitts at the end of the hallway.
Now, Acktheboker is heading... Alright, Ack never checked Zora yet. And unfortunately, wasn't that the small key to Misery Mire that King Zora had?
It's a key of some kind. Ice Palace small key.
Thank you, Number Play. Yeah, that's, not much that can be done there. So now, with that cape, BigDunka is still going to take on Ice Palace. There wasn't too much of value in here, though admittedly, getting the crystal is still worth it. And, Furain? I apologize if I butchered that. Excellent observation. The Dark Palace Big Key has been found by Gamercal, needs to go back in at some point, but we still need the bow. And right now, Acktheboker is heading into the Dark World near Swamp Palace. Is there going to be a gamble for that one possible chest? Nope. Choosing to curve north.
He can't check that chest because he has not found the cape yet, so he doesn't have the mirror either.
Excellent observation. Right now, the only one who can get the mirror is BigDunka.
Only finding 50 rupees in the big chest. A nice palace.
So this means we're going to see a digging game and then probably the dwarf chest side quest.
Yep, and we
Mohammed 2, the mirror's hiding in the bumper cave. Or technically, beyond the bumper cave.
Ack gonna do 25 digs here and find a whole lot of nothing. Just a little piece of love.
That is if the same spot isn't dug up multiple times.
A map? I'm sorry, it was a map.
Depending on which dungeon it is, it may be useful, though I think at this point, Ack knows which dungeons they have to complete. Fluffy is doing very well in Misery Mire right now. Just has to take on Vitreous. BigDunka is about ready to take on Cold Stare. And now, MC Hammer's vault is about to be broken into. And there's the boots! Stop! Speedy time!
Those boots are made for walking.
In this case, if we're going to continue the music theme, how about moonwalking? Nah, wait, this isn't Super Metroid, my apologies. Still, the extra burst of speed is going to be useful.
So now we'll see what's down in King's Tomb. I assume we're also going to see what's under Bonk Rocks, west of Sanctuary.
Well, King's Tomb first today, and it's a map of desert. We already know about that place, I'm afraid.
Flaffy doing bomb strats on Vitreous.
How many bombs does it take to take out the eyeballs again? Oh well. Inside the Bonk Rock Cave. 300.
It takes a lot.
I think that means pedestal. The pedestal had 100, if I remember correctly.
Pedestal was a horde, so.
Yeah, but I think we already had 2 other 300 locations.
One was in the Spike Cave in Mire. And I know we saw what the pedestal was at the same time.
Thank you, Math Girl, one of our trackers. There are 5 item locations that have 300 rupees. Oh, and Flaffy is going to need to spend some of those rupees for a potion at some point. Vitreous took him out. And chose to save and quit. I don't know if Flaffy is taking my suggestion literally or if it's just frustrated and wants to come back later. Now where are Flaffy and Ack heading? Looks like... okay. Dark Death Mountain play, then.
T-Rock, possibly? Or at least Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, and Return of the Hefe actually brings up a good point. BigDunka's the only one that can get the mirror. Does BigDunka know that the mirror is on Bumper Cave?
I would say no, because that would, if you knew you had access, that would be like priority 1 at that point to go get it. So I'm gonna say no. BigDunka probably doesn't know where the mirror is.
In the meantime, Acktheboker is... He can access Turtle Rock. How many keys does he have for it?
2 plus the big key.
Big key helps, but let me double check my notes quickly. Turtle Rock has 4 small keys available. Unless... Something's telling me if this is going to be a dive into Turtle Rock, it's not going to be a big one. Okay, just skipping it entirely.
Honestly, the smarter idea is to go check Hookshot Cave before, because you may find a key or 2 for T-Rock in here.
Or at least the blue mail, which will certainly help with the chain chomps. And thank you, D2 Kemps, for confirming. If you wish to do a fast clear of Turtle Rock, you only need 3 of the 4 small keys. Full clear requires all 4. And we have an ether tablet check coming up on flaafykins' side. Let's hope for something good. Well, I won't argue with the bottle of free blue potion, but don't think that's what they were looking for. And Acktheboker is heading into Turtle Rock, I think.
Yep, we are gonna go for the first time into T-Rock in this seed.
Needs the right weapon. There we go. Now, with 2 keys on hand, what paths will be explored here? Well, flaafykins may end up following.
Just a heart piece in the first chest. Assume we're gonna go see the Fire Rod locked room chests next.
That would make sense. That is accessible.
No keys required, just go in and grab them.
As long as you can line up the fire rod correctly. Excellent shots. Who does not get the quick fall, but, you know, second quick fall, not that bad. Unfortunately, the fire rod room did not pay off here. Which means we're going to have to spend 2 keys to... If I recall correctly, we can still access the Mimic Cave with just 2 small keys, correct?
Should be able to. However, at the moment, nobody can access Mimic Cave. Nobody's gotten that mirror off Bumper Cave yet.
Which means we're probably going to end up having the bow in Mimic Cave. Ah, that's where the big key to Eastern Palace is. Which actually allows for Vanilla Bow to be available.
That it does.
Alright, chat. Place your bets. Where do you think the bow's going to be at this point? And as the guests start coming in, excuse me, BigDunka taking on Victorious now, using cape strategies. Not a bad decision. Acktheboker takes the small key from the pokey and is leaving that center chest behind. That could be dangerous.
Last week's one of the daily Keysanity races, Fire Rod ended up being in that chest.
Did any of the runners skip it?
All but one that were streamed skipped it.
Ouch. Alright, BigDunka's reward was a small key to... Oh, wait, that was trolly. The big chest in Turtle Rock had a small key to Turtle Rock. That's the one time where the lack of dialogue can certainly make things interesting.
There's another one of our 300 rupees.
So now comes the interesting question. Do you use the small key for the 4 chests on Laser Bridge, or do you skip Laser Bridge and take on Trinex? Takeru, what would you choose in this situation?
In Keysanity, going Laser Bridge over not is usually a better option. Like, if your choice is finish a dungeon, grab the Laser Bridge chests, or grab that one, or grab the one chest on the Lava Island, you always finish it and grab these 4 chests.
Not this time, I'm afraid. It was all junk. Still, there were enough keys to go through. So now that one chest is going to bother me. One chest was skipped in Turtle Rock. If it contained the other small key to Turtle Rock, then, well, you've got yourself a key in the lock situation where it doesn't matter. But enough about wondering what's in that chest. We've got a Trinex fight right now.
Ack making this look like a real one-sided fight so far, though. BigDunka finding his red mail in Palace of Darkness. Gamercal coming up to the Vitreous fight.
Turtle Rock did not really pay off. That concerns me. That concerns me indeed. At this point, I have to wonder about Eastern Palace.
What's in that big chest?
Exactly. In the meantime, I think Ack is heading towards Spike Cave.
That he is. Let's see what's in here.
Spike Cave logic requires either the Cape or Cane of Burnham. And the hammer to get in, of course. Certainly doesn't hurt to have a bottle of potion.
Or half magic.
Or half magic. And inside, piece of heart. And Dorenthal, I know Vuligen already answered, but just to confirm, for those that are only watching the VOD and not the chat, the bow is required no matter what, not because of Ganon, but because of the red mimics inside. Looks like Ack is going to make the the Dark Palace play. BigDunka's already inside, hoping to utilize that big key for something good. We still don't know what's inside that treasure chest. We're about to find out.
50 rupees.
Ugh, come on, where is this bow? We've explored almost everything.
Gamer calking his 4th potion, his bottle of blue goo.
Reminder, please, what was inside the library that requires the boots to get?
Oh, what was that? Nothing important, I believe.
Yeah, I am forced to think that Eastern Palace is it's either going to be Eastern or maybe... No, I think it has to be Eastern Palace at this point. Unless this one chest that I've forgotten about, that Ack is about to check it. Okay, BigDunka has now found where the mirror is. That's going to be big.
Yeah, this will open up a lot of locations to check for that bow.
Indeed, the Graveyard Cliff, the Bombos Tablet, the cave overlooking the Haunted Grove, and of course, maybe Swamp Palace. We've already had one troll small key, why not add a second?
And we finally have our mirror. So let's see where he decides to check first.
I think the cemetery cliff right now. And to confirm, the pedestal seed is dead. It's just either 100 or 300 rupees.
Ack finding their blue boomerang in pod.
And it was just a heart container at the graveyard. Not what we're hoping for. Have any of our runners gone back to Desert Palace? Wait, the only one who could go back for the shovel is Ack, and I don't think they've done that either.
No, they haven't gone to shovel. They have not gone back to Desert to get it off the torch.
And Triple Factorial finally confirming pedestal should have 300 because 100 is a stash of money.
Ack performing Hammer Yum, getting his 50 rupees out of the big chest in pod.
Now, BigDunka probably going to pick up the dwarf and then go into MC Hammer's vault to get the boots. Or, wait. Oh, got stuck on the cliff. Okay, going to take care of the digging game first. Makes sense. You cannot bring the... No, where's... Okay, going to check out the Haunted Grove cave. These players can head in many different directions.
Yeah, once you get the mirror at this point, things open up. Hello, Buttersword. How are you doing?
I will not object to a free golden sword here. Certainly makes the final phases of Ganon a lot easier to deal with.
I mean, who leaves a golden sword just lying out around in a cave, really? You'd think you'd remember to bring that with you when you're done doing your cave-related activities.
Unfortunately, not everyone is as diligent as you, Takeru.
gamercal picking his mirror up, Ack on his way through the bumper cave to pick his own up, Flaffy still in Ice Palace. Flaffy never did finish Thieves Town, so without the fire rod, has to go through this using bombos.
Yeah, Flaffy has been struggling a little bit with the bosses lately. Alright, BigDunka now has the boots, and Ack now has the mirror. This will open up opportunities for both. gamercal chose to get the mirror while we were paying attention to the bottom two, and just gets our container for the trouble. And the dwarves had another heart container. Now, fortunately, with the mirror, it's going to be a lot easier to take care of this big chest. Well, this big traveling chest that only a sleeping thief near the desert can open, but what can you do? And Chad has pointed out, Keysanity is difficult. I mean, kudos to all of our runners for trying it, but we did have someone that needed to drop from the race. Now, when we actually see runners pull off the victory, we will announce the top 10 along with when our featured 4 finish here. Any after that, well, it would just be very long-winded.
Yes, Keysanity is incredibly mentally draining on a person. It's just trying to track all the keys and all these extra things that you otherwise wouldn't have to. It is not easy. Ack finally making his way to the catfish, finding out only a piece of heart up there.
And now we have a Bombos medallion, or Bombos tablet check coming up.
Flaffy takes down Cold Stare, getting that vanilla heart container and a crystal.
Ooh. Tablet only had a heart container, and Chet is pointing out that Flaffy does have a castle tower key. So that second chest is now available.
At this point, that could be a tie turner if it has the bow in there.
And hold on a second. I'm checking the restream right now. And chat confirms it. The lunchbox contained the silver arrows.
Nice, but without that bow, kinda useless at this point. You're not gonna go up to an enemy and try to stab them with a silver arrow yourself. You can try. Don't think it'll work so well.
Yeah, gotta love Nintendo logic for that. And now, let's see what's going to be at this shovel spot. BigDunka knows the shovel's here, may as well grab it. Going to warp out. Let's do some digging. And in the meantime, Acktheboker is going to spend that big key at Eastern Palace. Bow's got to be somewhere here, right?
If it's vanilla, that's huge.
Duperson, the boots were at the Hammer Cave, otherwise what I call MC Hammer's vault. And
that was the bow in the dig spot.
Oh my gosh, you had to go through that chain?
You did.
So let me get this straight. Hammer to boots to shovel to bow for a 1 hour 29 minute go mode, pretty much.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All we need now is the small key to Swamp Palace to get in, and then it can be called a true go mode.
And for all we know, that small key could also be a vanilla location.
If so, that's very trolly. Thieves Town check it was just the map for Misery Mire. And inside the big chest, small key to Dark Palace, so at least the breadcrumbs are kind of helping. However, technically I don't think Dunka needs to worry about that small key if the cards were played correctly.
Yes, you play that correctly, you could get an extra key. Inside Mimic Cave was just the red boomerang.
Did gamercal go for the vanilla big chest spot in Turtle Rock?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, still has the extra key, so... Wait, extra key? I think gamercal has enough keys to actually check it. Unless I'm miscounting the number of doors remaining. In the meantime, BigDunka is heading towards Helmasaur himself, the king. Flaafykins finally gets the fire rod, swings the sword out of frustration. The seed is now open to Flaffy. At least a little more than it was before.
They pick up their third crystal.
And I had miscounted. It looks like... No, okay, I think gamercal did skip where the vanilla big key location is as well. I just saw the key count. So now, is King Helmasaur going to guard anything? We do know that no matter what, this is the other crystal for the Pyramid Fairy, so we may see a Pyramid Fairy check shortly. Ack with the golden sword now. gamercal about to take on Trinex. Helmasaur King is knocked out. And I could not tell what that was. I apologize, folks.
Ack finding their bow in the dig spot finally.
And thank you, Chad. It was just bombs on Helmasaur. Nice destruction of Trinex on gamercal's side. Now, where is BigDunka heading? Ah, King's Tomb.
Ack, right after finding his bow, also finds a silver arrows inside that purple chest.
Yep, that is definite visual confirmation. Silver arrows requires... That's an evil chain of events. Just pure evil.
Getting his heart container off the Bombos tablet as well.
So, just to confirm in chat, while we have all of the inventory-based items for Go mode, we still need a Swamp Palace small key. And that key can be just about anywhere at this rate. Looks like flaafykins is going to head into Palace of Darkness. Not a bad play. I believe most of the keys have been found by all of our runners at this point.
Just without the bow, it's gonna be a little hard to complete that dungeon.
Now, speaking of dungeons here, has the small key to the Tower of Hera been picked up yet?
I do not believe it has.
I think you're right, because BigDunka chose to pass on it. So it's entirely possible that Eastern Palace may have the small key we're looking for. Either that or Sahasrara.
Yep, that green pendant may come in handy.
Inglorious Moron 42, the sick kid had a big 20, I believe. BigDunka is now about to enter Turtle Rock. While Ack is waiting for the Helmassar King's passage to open up. Gamercal going to soon find the golden sword. So at the very least, our runners will be well equipped to handle Ganon at this rate.
Yeah, the armor upgrades, sword upgrades weren't in terribly out-of-the-way locations, places that most people would go to check, so the Ganon fight shouldn't be too much trouble when we get to it.
Alright, Gamercal is currently in sequence to get the silver arrows. Still needs that bow, though.
Ack making quick work of Helmassar, as Gamercal will find the boots very shortly.
And in the meantime, I would like to give special shout-outs to MathGirl718 and NumberPlay for ensuring that this match is tracked as accurately as possible, so please give them a follow as well. Now, is BigDunka going to do what every other runner has done so far and skip the vanilla big key location in Turtle Rock? Meantime, Acktheboker is now taking care of Eastern Palace. We have one item available on the Armos Knights, one available from Sahasrara, and a whole bunch of money from the pedestal. Silver Star, I did not notice anyone not skipping that chest. Do you remember what was inside?
Castle Tower key. So the second key for Aga Tower.
Ah. Thank you again, everyone.
Yes, there are two chests in Aga Tower. The first one you don't need any keys for. The second one requires one key, and you need two keys to actually finish it out. Though at this point, you don't need to actually get both keys.
Lemming66622 asks, was Mimic Cave checked? Yes, it was checked. I don't believe it had anything big in it.
Just a red boomerang.
Alright, Armos Knight's about to be taken out for Acktheboker. Still looking for that small key to Swamp Palace. Small key! Castle Tower! That was the actual second location for it.
And now Ack has all 3 pendants. He never checked to see what was on the pedestal, so we may get a blind pull. But first, we'll see what that green pendant gets him.
Come on, Swamp Palace Small Key. Come on, Swamp Palace Small Key. Small Key! Tower of Hera!
That's not better.
That means we have to play the other waiting game. And I think Ack is heading right over there right now. No, my mistake. Ack may be checking Pyramid Fairy.
T-Rock and Pod were your 5-6 crystals, so that's possible.
And, okay, so Flaffy is now checking the second chest inside the castle tower. 20 rupees, that is not the play. And Ack is actually going to check out that first chest in Swamp Palace now.
Oh, this has potential.
None of us have seen Ack get the small key, have we?
No. Small key to swamp has not been found yet.
Alright.
Moment of truth.
How trolly is this going to be? Let's see.
Rage slashes possibly incoming.
Small key!
Oh no! 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 Oh! I am so sorry, everybody.
You're sorry? I was the one that rolled this seed!
Vanilla! Swamp Palace key. That is terrible.
At 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 30-some-odd seconds, Acktheboker has finally achieved Go Mode.
That is going to be the last place most people look for that.
What have I done to these runners? I apologize.
This seed has been an adventure and a half. Ack just going straight for it. He's in go mode. He's got everything. He's got the Ganon Tower big key.
And there are enough small keys either on hand already or can just grab them easily in the first part of the basement.
Absolutely. A few small keys have already been found by our runners, so at this point you just go.
Sheik 276, thank you for the pity bits, and thank you for contributing to the Speed Gaming family. BigDunka finds just a little bit of love in Spike Cave. What is Argus gonna have? It's not going to be anything important, most likely. Though, admittedly, the magic powder would still be nice, or the net just to catch some fairies.
Going for Silver Arrow strats on Argus. And gets first shot.
Nice aim.
Sorry.
Was that...
That was the second shield.
That was what I thought, which means, yep, third shield was on the floating island.
That it was. BigDunka deciding to go check Pyramid Fairy. It's not what he's looking for, but we'll see what's in there.
And in the meantime, Ack is heading over to Ganon's Tower. Because the big key to Ganon's Tower has already been found, there is no guessing game involved. So depending on how many small keys Ack has, this may just be a straight climb up. And the, Swamp Palace compass, but that's it. That's not the small key to Swamp. Our runners have to go in. And it looks like one runner did go in successfully. We have our first place finisher. Genja has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, 27 seconds.
Congratulations, Genja. Chat was asking where GT Big Key was. GT Big Key was in Mini Moldorm Cave.
And in terms of our featured four, Acktheboker is going to be the first to enter Ganon's Tower. At 1 hour, 47 minutes flat, pretty much, depending on where you count the transition.
He has 3 small keys, he's just gonna go. No reason to check anything.
That makes sense. 27 chests available. At best, we're going to see 4 of them. Alright, we have an immediate gauntlet check incoming. Still, with the way that this speed is going, we may still see a sub 2 hour performance here, which would be incredible. BigDunka is now in Eastern.
Yep, just cleaning up Eastern.
Unfortunately, I don't believe the Armos Knights had anything of importance.
Nothing that would be useful to our runners at the moment. gamercal finally getting his bow out of the dig spot.
Which means the Dark Eastern combo is about to come into play here. And Dorinthal, that is an excellent observation. The Tower of Hera key from Sahasrahla could lead our runners astray. It did not lead Acktheboker astray, which is fortunate for us because we would like to see a top 10 finish for at least one of our featured 4, if not all 4 of them.
Flaffy back in Mire after trying to defeat Vitreous before.
Alright, BigDunka now has the Tower of Hera key. Will that breadcrumb be followed? Not yet. Looks like going to check the second chest in the castle tower first. No enemy glitches here today. The first of 4 possible chests are now shown. Ack is saying no thank you. BigDunka on the way. Consolation chest ignored by Ack. gamercal hoping to gain access to Helmasaur. Moldorm fight. Easy peasy.
Nothing with Butter Sword. 2 hits.
Will we see the chest?
Nope.
Guess we're having Dairy Queen then.
Act deciding, nah, I just want to get this over with.
I mean, I wouldn't blame Hack either. May not make the fans happy, but... Welcome to Aga 2. Surprisingly, this was almost an all-boss clear.
Yep, just didn't have to do Aga 1. Nice double there.
And Aga 2 is down. Now, will we actually get a top 10 finish for Ack? That would be exciting.
Flaffy getting revenge on the Mire boss, getting their crystal.
And gamercal now taking on Helmasaur. BigDunka about to find a relatively worthless small key, if I remember correctly. Ganon is apparently hungry for cheese. Either that or he's going to bring the cheese. I don't know. However, Ack is showing cheese himself using dash strats inside the circular bats. Already on phase 3. Right. And third hit is good. Fourth hit is good. Ack knows where the silver arrows are. Just fired one. Torch glitch does not get. Still. 1, 2. Triple!
Very nice triple.
Now, all we have to do is wait for Ack to enter, and then we can get an official time. Enters! And Acktheboker has finished in 2nd place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, 53 minutes, 15 seconds, excuse me. Blaine has finished just behind with 1 hour, 53 minutes, 23 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat, everyone, as we have a top 10 finish for our featured 4.
Flaffy is bringing the Smith home. We have gamercal finishing up Eastern, and BigDunka taking the Tower of Hera's small key. And we'll get to see what's in there.
Alright, Ack chose not to follow this breadcrumb. Dunka did. Just 50 rupees. Alright. In the meantime, I believe we should have an interview with Acktheboker. I will bring them in now. Acktheboker! GG, you got 2nd place.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised by that.
I think many of us were. This seed threw you for a loop with a 4-item chain just to get to the bow, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the bow was really silly, but I mean, it wasn't even the bow that was so ridiculous. The mitts were kind of silly. I kind of got lucky and got that desert key just kind of in my way and escaped because I like to do everything because I end up doing it anyways. So that worked out for me pretty nicely. But then sticking the Swamp Palace key vanilla is like the meanest thing you can do in a Keysanity.
I apologize. I rolled this seed and I ended up placing it there just by luck or superstition.
That was not nice.
BigDunka about to find his small key for Swamp.
Which means yet another runner that is going to attempt to ban me from rolling Link to the Past seeds.
And B-rate flashes.
I was disappointed to find it there, though, because if it wasn't there, you really had an adventure of places to go look at that point. I had, like, little one-off chests just all over the world. I was going to have fun with that.
Yeah, if I saw them, I was also trying to do item location tracking. There weren't that many spots left. So, I'm just trying to think, did you have any thoughts about checking the pedestal?
I was gonna get around to it. I don't know. Like, again, that was just one of the one-offs. I literally had the Thieves Town big chest. I got my lovely Tower of Hera's small key from, the green pendant. You had the Mimic Cave room, which was kind of silly because I think the cape was in Turtle Rock, and then the cape led to the mirror, which I also didn't check Bumper Cave for like the first time ever in a race. That made me real happy too. And then Pedestal, yeah. So it was just like little one-off checks, and I was actually gonna go into Swamp Palace when I was dragging the purple chest down. But I found the bow on the way, and so I was like, you know what? I guess I'm not going into Swamp Palace, and I felt like that deterred me even more. Oh, and then you also had the second chest in Aga 2, which gamercal's checking.
Yeah, I don't know if you just saw on your end, it was a rupee hoard, which I believe is 300 rupees in the pedestal.
Nice. That kind of makes sense. I put off going to Zora forever because I wanted to wait till I had 500 rupees, and I was like, I've got like 5 crystals now, and I still only have 400 rupees. What's going on?
Fluffy.
Like, no money. And I Houlihan too, so this was a very poor seed.
Yeah, it didn't give you a lot of money to start off. You found a ton during the middle of it, but to start, you had to work hard for those rupees.
Yeah, most of you on the Featured 4 did end up using the Houlihan strats.
It's a really solid opening in Keysanity just because they, clump all of the item pulls together, so you're less likely to get money early, and that can be a real hindrance to your run, so I strongly recommend a Houlihan start.
I haven't yet done a Houlihan strategy, but I may have to practice on it. Ooh, we did have another person who had to quit in the race, but fortunately we do have more finishers coming in. I just have to wonder, with all the different chains and trolls here, what time were you hoping to finish?
I think anything under 2 hours when I'm gonna actually finish every single dungeon in the game is quite alright, so... But it was really silly. I noticed gamercal hasn't finished Pod. Is that tracker correct? Is he actually missing a small key?
That is possible. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 small keys in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, if you use all of them, you need 6 to complete it, I think. I had found all 6, though, so...
Yeah, it is possible to skip one if you do the hammer jump, and possibly skip another if you use excellent item management.
Yeah, if you just do the Mimic room over and over again, you can kind of squeak by.
And, okay, it looks like Palace of Darkness has now been marked on the tracker.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which means gamercal is trying to figure out, okay, where do I have to go?
He's in go mode, he just doesn't realize it yet.
That Swamp Palace vanilla key. Alright, I'm forced to ask, am I forever banned from rolling Link to the Past randomizer seeds?
I mean, if you're gonna put a Swamp vanilla key, absolutely. I'm tired of that.
It does seem to pop up more often than it should.
It really does, but I'll check it like 13 times in a row and it will never be there. And I'm like, well, that was just a flat, like, minute-and-a-half time loss. Come on.
I'll take my chance on ignoring your ban then. And gamercal heading to the pedestal. Never did the check. Hoping to find the small key, but we all know. Cue the music.
Enjoy your money, sir.
300 rupees, and is just bewildered.
At this point, you're like, no, it can't be, no. Please even be the mushroom. Let the small key to swamp be at the witch's hut. Just don't be vanilla.
No, we had 2 vanilla small keys this round so far. One was Turtle Rock and the other was the infamous Swamp Palace. So, just to at least cover the other finishers so far, Korek has finished 1 hour 58:58, Wolf 38 1:59:10, Jet in 2:1:55. We still have 4 more places before the top 10 have finished. BigDunka could very well fit one of those spots.
Just making his ascent up Ganon's tower. gamercal about to figure out where the small key to swamp is in a very short amount of time.
Indeed.
Flaffy's still looking around for that bow.
You have to dig for that bow, and I think that's going to be one of the last locations that Flaffy checks. Alright. gamercal is about to find out.
Here it comes.
Here's the key. And bombing the chest.
Yeah, that one hurts. It's just so it's just right there. But yeah, like, why do you want to go play a cutscene for no reason?
Absolutely.
While we were witnessing wanton destruction of property, Kial92 has taken 7th with 2 hours, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. BigDunka does have to be careful running low on magic, and possibly out of time to get to that door. Okay, gets in.
Electing to skip the magic refill in the top right there. Should still have enough magic for this room, though.
Joys of half magic. You have a lot more than you think. Which means, yeah, gamercal is also going to go mode Swamp Palace. I don't think any... Yeah, BigDunka has not checked any of the 4 visible chests yet. Any of the 3, technically. But I'm not expecting a validation chest check at this point either.
Oh, that's the most fun part about Keysanity, is just being able to not open a single chest in Ganon's tower.
You know that you've angered the fans by doing that, right?
That's okay. That's probably why I do it.
The fans got enough entertainment from seeing Vanilla Swamp anyway, or the Swamp Palace key, so it's okay.
That's crazy. I guess I would have been the first person to find that too. That really shocks me. I had done so much, and I put off going to Turtle Rock for a really long time too, and I felt like that was probably going to hurt me a lot. I don't like to gamble that the key I need there to complete it is actually there.
Flaffy finding the bow and slashing the air in frustration.
Yeah. This seed is frustrating a lot of runners today. Not frustrating Solski, it looks like. 8th place, 2 hours, 4 minutes, 52 seconds.
I guess that small key or that other chest in Turtle Rock, unless gamercal went back, I think that might be a vanilla, or right, that might be a small key for a small key.
The key on the lava island in Turtle Rock, you mean?
The vanilla big key?
Yeah, that was
chest?
Aga Tower key.
No. I didn't check that chest, and I got both of those small keys, I think. Oh, maybe I only got one of them. No, maybe I did just get one.
Yeah, you only need one key for the castle tower in order to get both of those chests.
Where's the other Turtle Rock small key, then?
Ganon's tower?
It can't be in there, because you wouldn't be able to finish the game.
Excellent point. Swamp Palace.
Mm. Yeah, I guess that's probably pretty likely. That makes sense.
BigDunka taking on Ganon, already on the 3rd phase. We may see 2 top 10 finishers within the featured 4 here, folks.
I suppose a positive thing to look at, it's kind of good that vanilla small key in Swamp was actually vanilla, because if not, or if you found it early, you just might end up full clearing Swamp anyways, before you find your bow, because, I mean, I thought the bow was kind of even in a worse spot.
The torch glitch was unsuccessful, but 1 hit away, I believe. Oh, mistimed it. And Ganon is defeated. We have to wait for BigDunka to enter the door first.
gamercal just entering.
And BigDunka has finished in 9th place with 2 hours, 7 minutes, 41 seconds. And then Cross Product just behind with 2 hours, 8 minutes, 2 seconds. And so, that is our top 10 for this daily round. Just to reiterate, Genja, maybe Jenya, Acktheboker, Wayne, Korek, Wolf38, Jet082, Kyong92, Solski, BigDunka, and Cross Product. That's your top 10, folks.
Well done to all the runners.
So, Ack, any other thoughts on this seed besides ban me from rolling?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Nothing too much. Just, you know, you're banned. I hope you had fun doing it. You know, no, we can't handle that anymore though. Too many 2-hour seeds. We don't like those.
This was my first official Keysanity roll. How was I supposed to know this was going to happen?
We like to go fast.
Okay, you know I'm going to ignore your ban here.
Well, I'm going to ignore that you ignored my ban, and we'll just live like that forever. It works for me. No, I appreciate it, though. Thank you for the commentary, and getting me on Restream. Glad my internet could not die immediately, unlike last night. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, sometimes internet issues can take place.
flaafykins picking up their crystal from Pod as gamercal has a fairly good fight there, making his way up Ganon's tower.
Thanks again. I think I'm gonna head on out. I'll give BigDunka and gamercal a chance to come yell at you guys for the seed. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Take care. Have a good night.
Acktheboker, everyone. Please make sure to give him and all of our runners a follow, as I am basically going to be punished.
I feel like either Vanilla Swamp Palace key or the fetch quest chain to get the bow. Either one of those would be fine on their own, but putting both of those together is just mean.
It's how the randomizer works. Everyone has their own superstitions as to what makes a good seed and how a good seed should take place. In this case, well, I mean, you saw it here, folks. I am basically on a wanted poster now.
Wanted for crimes against randomizer.
And the only cure may be more randomizer.
Which you will get in about 40 minutes. We have our 11 PM race coming up as well.
That is correct. The last daily race for this event is going to be open mode. Cransoon and Fant will be commentating. SidWiz8 and B-Links will be tracking. And BigDunka is about to join the commentator's booth and probably going to, well, let's see if he is kind. BigDunka, GG, please don't ban me from rolling seeds.
Oh, man. I was commenting before, that is the third time that has happened where their key has been in Swamp, and I've seen it a fourth time.
It seems to be fairly common. It's weird.
Yeah, and every time you check it, it's not. It's like a blue rupee or something.
Of course.
It's funny, because I basically, at the end there, I was dedicated to, you know, I was going to check everywhere before, until there. And then it's funny, because I have IRC up, and I saw Boyne finish. When Boyne's listening, he'll understand this. The moment I saw Boyne was done, like 10 minutes before, I knew it was there. We've got kind of a running gag going about that key.
So was that about when you checked Tower of Hera?
Yeah, it was right about Hera, because I still had, I know I still had Thieves Town to check, the checks down there. I was already in Hera, I think, when he finished. And that's the second I saw that, I'm like, oh crap, I know where it is.
It's just such a rude placement for it.
It's the one place it should never be, but it just happens to be. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna put it into my repertoire to check that chest early and often when you can at this point, just because I'm sick and tired of, you know, losing races to that thing.
It is quite a gamble.
And gamercal has now defeated Ganon on screen. We have to wait for the screen transition before we can call the time.
Yeah, I felt I was in pretty good shape when I decided to pick up that shovel. When I did and get the bow. Because I have a rule about going into pod without the bow, and that's why I did it so late, which actually ended up not really mattering at that point. But, you know, I decided to hunt down the bow right after that, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to check before that, and I got a little bit of lucky with that. And yeah. So that was very interesting. There was a lot of back and forth going on there.
Gamercal has taken 14th place in this race with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, 11 seconds. Now we just need to bring them in and see if we have another person that wishes to ban me. But other than that troll, well, there were actually many trolls this seed, now that I think about it. vanilla swamp key, there was a vanilla turtle rock key, you had a 4-item chain to get the bow. Was there anything else that I'm missing here?
Boy, that's about it. Once again, a pod was a dud. I mean, for the most part. So you kind of catch yourself going in there. I'm actually, it's funny because I was gonna go into pod like 15 minutes before, and then I fluted there, and then realized I didn't have the rupees. So I pulled out, and it probably saved me time because I probably would have had to double dip even further through pod, or maybe even do a triple dip. But then, no, I think you pretty much got that. There just wasn't that many items in dungeons. I mean, Ice Palace was completely empty, and you could go there super early, and it's just overworld on this one.
Yeah, that's Keysanity, folks.
It's the best, though. You guys, if anybody's out there that's questioning if you should try to do one of these, do it. It's the best.
And the seeds are not normally this bad. Now, full disclaimer, I have rolled a number of Zelda 1 randomizer seeds, and they usually are not this bad.
Oh, we've had worse. There's been worse. But they're still fun. At least this wasn't a double dip into Ganon style.
That is true.
Okay, that probably would have put me on the ban list more than anything else then. Still, glad you enjoyed. Congrats on making the top 10, BigDunka.
Thank you much. Appreciate all the work you guys are doing as always. You guys are the things that make this thing go. So much appreciated.
Give it up for BigDunka, everyone.
Woo.
Now we are hopefully going to get gamercal in here. Razzle 333. It was 300 rupees. That was what was on the pedestal today.
Flaffy deciding to check the Tower of Hera basement.
I wonder how frustrated Flaffy is going to be upon realizing... Wait a second, I just noticed something. The blocks look down. Like, I'm not seeing magic being drained.
Somebody in chat, can someone explain that one to us, please? What just happened?
Because I'm confused.
If you hold a wall while keeping, it doesn't use magic. Thank you, DT.
Well,
that's an interesting thing to know. Thank you.
Yep, that is good to know. And, alright, we have confirmation gamercal is unable to join for an interview, but hopefully flaafykins will be able to finish in time. We do have another race coming up, after all. And heart piece for the trouble. I wonder when Flaffy is going to realize I have to dive into swamp. However, I don't think Flaffy has actually finished off Turtle Rock yet.
They have not, no.
I mean, in terms of efficiency, it would be better to go to swamp first, but considering the mentality for our runners right now, I completely understand going to Turtle Rock first. It's unfortunate that, you know, trolls. So far, we have had 21 finishers and a few forfeits. I'm unable to get exact numbers for how many have forfeited right now. Congrats to New York Rambler for hopping in chat and getting 21st, though. 2 hours, 1946.
Alright, as of right now, there were 45 entrants, 21 of them have finished, and there were 3 forfeits.
3, not bad. And now, Turtle Rock. Wait a second. No Flaffy's key count. I don't remember if Flaffy had actually entered Turtle Rock previously, but right now that key count is 0. And the fact that Flaffy is checking this area, I don't think... Okay, thank you, New York Rambler. 3 chests were checked previously. I don't remember which 3.
She may have come here before she did, Thieves Town, and gotten the Fire Rod. Because she did not do that for a while.
Kenarmain, the rules for Keysanity, at least based off of our races, just be Ganon and then go through the doors at the end. It doesn't matter how many items, you just can't use any major glitches in this category. There is technically a Keysanity overworld glitches and Keysanity major glitches category, but for the purposes of the daily races, it's no major glitches.
So, we do have a statement here from gamercal. Paraphrased, didn't feel like he played that well in a lot of places. Like 4 times in the seed, he found the item in the last possible location, and he was not terribly happy with that Swamp Palace key.
No one is except for chat. Mimic Cave, I don't believe, had anything big inside.
Just a red boomerang, if I remember correctly.
There we go. Mimics have come down. Easy access. And that is not the item you're looking for, Flaffy. So, based off of this item, based off of this key count, oh, that was the other troll.
Not happy with that key.
I'm concerned. 1 key left. It's going to be burned up before entering the dark room. At least if I remember how these dungeons are set up. Which means Flaffy is unable to finish Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Ooh, rolling pin getting in the way of that block. There we go. And ever-popular Star Warrior Slim Kirby has just finished with an appropriate comment. Of course it was there. We all know what Slim is talking about. 2:23:38. This run, this seed is giving our runners a workout. That is correct, Time Knight Blades. There is no Turtle Rock small key in a second spot within this dungeon. These 4 chests... I don't know what's gonna happen on Flaffy's side. Chest 1, reverse order technically. Bomb upgrade. Chest 2. There we go. Oh, almost. $5 rupees. Chest 3. Another bomb upgrade. Chest 4. Red rupee. Staring at the inventory, just wondering, where is there another key to Turtle Rock? Fortunately, they are not giving up, so please send flaafykins your energy. Please, follow them. They deserve all of our support right now.
Just hovering over that 4th flute spot, wondering, is it there, really? Has the key I've been looking for all this time been there?
Now, the one important distinction here, as Chad is pointing out, Flaffy did use a Turtle Rock key in order to access the Vanilla Big Chest spot. Right now, Flaffy is heading to Swamp Palace, but in this case, unlike the other runners of the featured 4, this may be a full clear.
It will depend. Chat was saying that the Turtle Rock small key that Flaffy is looking for is in the south chest. I assume meaning the one south of the big chest itself. So if Flaffy grabs that one early and they realize they're in go mode after that, they should be okay. Otherwise, they'll be checking a lot.
We will find out. In Flaffy goes. Gets wet, gets dry, takes out the enemies. Gets the key.
And bombs the chest.
And wanted to witness the explosion as well. Alright, here comes the full clearing. Piece of heart. Not what we're looking for. According to NY Rambler, that small key is going to be in the southern part. Dragonberg 85, pedestal had 300 rupees.
We have had a couple more finishers since Slim Kirby. Drunken Draconian finished in 23rd with 227.23. Aaron Dobb 24th with 227.34. Glan in 25th with 228.15. Chloe Prower in 26th with a time of 229.11. Rexitador in 27th with a time of 229.37. IB Karma 28th at 230.36. Fantalis in 29th with a time of 230.51.
Alright, here's that chest. Small key. Turtle Rock. Flaffy is now in go mode.
And it looks like they do realize it and avoid going to grab the other chests.
TNT 175, that is correct. Every boss was defeated by all of our runners. It wasn't required to, but certainly helped. Tagliato 87. The others were able to clear Turtle Rock without that fourth key because they chose to gamble on skipping where the vanilla big chest is located. Now there is one advantage to having to go through in this order. Upon completing Turtle Rock, Flaffy will be in a direct line of sight to go to Ganon's Tower. Fortunately, no trouble with the Argus fight here. Firestorm IV, to clarify how music works in Keysanity. Don't rely on the music. There are only two ways you will know whether it's a crystal or a pendant. Step 1, or choice 1 rather, just beat the dungeon, see what drops down. Choice 2, find a map for the dungeon, and then check your map. That will tell you what it is without having to beat it.
So, making their way back up to T-Rock. Grabbing some potions first, though.
Not a bad idea. Because if any deaths take place, well, you want to refill quickly. Just has to watch out for the dead rocks and the cabbage rocks, basically. Nicely done. Making their way up through the Super Bunny Gate, the Super Bunny Cave. The items do not need to be checked here. Flaffy knows where to go.
Yep, just go beat up Trinex and then go say hello to Ganon.
TNT, less than 10 runners at this point are still in this race. I don't have an exact number, though. The next race that is coming up on Speed Gaming 2, though, is going to be the third daily for the day. Open mode. Cransoon and Fant will be commentating. Sidwiz8 and B-Links will be tracking. Oh, thank you for that number play. I'm actually going to keep that in mind for next time. Alright. Flaffy is now in the dark room. Knows the path to go through. Has to watch their footing, though.
Makes their way through the room.
Did that anti-fairy eat the block, or... oh well.
It looks like they're just overthinking their play right now after everything that's happened. I can't really blame them.
Indeed, I can't either.
And entering Trinex's room with 5.5 hearts, but enough potions and half magic, Butter Sword shouldn't be too much of an issue.
The only tricky part has to make sure not to get attacked by Trinex or the heads. Just like that, 2 hearts of damage, 2 more strikes, 1 more strike, time for potion.
There we go.
Alright. We are... This may be cutting it close. We do have another race at 11. So, we may not get to see all of Flaffy's run concluded. Hopefully we will. So everyone, please give Flaffy your energy, your support, your follows. Let's see this race to the end.
Flaffy making the short trip from Turtle Rock over to Ganon's Tower, and hopefully the climb will be as uneventful.
JTN, none of our runners have opened the validation chest yet. At least none of the featured 4. Depending on how Flaffy plays this, I'm not expecting them to open it either. Nice positioning for the mimics. Has to do it one more time. Firestorm IV. There were many trolls this seed. Swamp Palace small key was in its vanilla spot. A Turtle Rock small key was in the Turtle Rock big chest. A 4-item chain for the bow. Yeah, go ahead.
If you did T-Rock the quote-unquote proper way, you have had to go in and then go back to Swamp to get the small key so you could actually finish it.
And that proper way was how Flaffy routed it.
Generally in Keysanity, you'll skip the vanilla big key chest in T-Rock because it's a key to get one chest, whereas if you skip it, you could go do Laser Bridge, finish the boss. You know, it's just when there's something in that chest that you regret that decision. As Vologin says in chat, sometimes that chest is Fire Rod. I am still so sorry about that.
Ray Chan, the pedestal was 300 rupees, and some of our runners did get that today. Landmolas are now being fought.
Taking one down with a silver arrow, but hitting both of them with a single slash, getting second and the third.
Tozino unknown. Not everyone in the featured 4 pulled a pedestal, though I expect a number of runners amongst all of them did. Time for the double torch puzzle.
Electing to use the lamp for the first 3.
There are 3 runners remaining. Bomb hole has been taken out successfully. We have 2 runners left in this, folks. And Trolldorm strikes.
Claims another victim. Come on, Flaffy, right there.
That's one. No! Kill trade! This does not count! Trolldorm has to be defeated again!
It's one.
And Trolldorm is having none of it.
There we go.
And Fluffy is the only one that actually checks the validation chest. Hope you're happy with 5 extra bombs.
I suppose after that, after getting knocked down 3 times, you would want to see what's in there just to see if it was worth it.
Just to confirm with everyone here, we are going to try to finish this race with Flaffy on screen. There will not be time for an interview because we will have to step down and get ready for the next race immediately.
Fluffy gets a double on that. Just one off of that one, but we're at 3 hits.
Stevie Steven, the 3rd daily race is up next. It's going to be open mode.
Flaffy defeats Aga 2 and will move on to the Ganon fight.
Alright, Flaffy just has to get a clean Ganon kill at this point.
Use this cutscene time, take a deep breath.
And think about cheese.
That's just good life advice in general. Take a deep breath and think about cheese.
First phase. Ganon does land a trident throw, but... Uh-oh. Excellent decision. Cape strats. Save it.
Half magic, you might as well.
And I think that was enough sword swings for the next phase. Yes! But has to be careful.
One of 4 hits required. And 2 hits.
There's the 3rd.
Four and on to final phase.
Alright, we are short on time. This has to be a quick kill. Does get the torch glitch, it looks like. Missing the silvers!
It should get at least a double.
Does get a double. Swing! Fire! Stab! Hold on, has to go through the door quickly. We have to have an official SRL time. And with this, 37th place, Second to last on all the finishers, first place in our hearts, Flaffy completes the run with a time of 2 hours, 50 minutes, 32 seconds.
Just in time for the 11 p.m. open race to begin shortly.
And just in time because Hammer Guy has finished. It's about to finish very soon. With that in mind, Takeru Impulse and I have to step down. We have to get the 11 p.m. race going. So, on behalf of our runners, on behalf of our trackers, thank you all. Enjoy the future racing.
Have a good night, everybody. Shout out to the trackers, Number Play and Math Girl. Shout out to all of our featured runners. Shout out to all the runners. Thank you for watching. Stick around, watch the next race. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.